Hope for Humanity by Horsburgh. When the IGSA transport pod arrived outside the sealed city, Ajay was ready. His whole family had gathered to wish him goodbye and good luck. Everyone stared at the screen showing the pod making its way through decontamination. To his mother, Ajay whispered,
"I will message you regularly. I will call if I go to a communication zone. Take care."
Then, before his voice showed how much he was going to miss everyone on earth, he stopped talking. His mother beamed with pride. Her son was going to join the people of space. It was a few weeks before Ajay reached the IGSA training grounds on Farshore. He took all the space travel recovery solutions available, but his body took a week to adjust. The Farshorean instructors were impressed that Ajay did not complain. They were also pleased to find that he had studied their customs and learnt their language. One instructor praised him.
"I see this is how you got through the IGSA selection board's application process."
It was not easy to be a student among the Farshoreans. As the most powerful beings in the universe, they had low opinions of all others. Almost everyone he met made impolite comments or mean jokes about the self-destructive building practices of humans. The engineering instructor mentioned it every lesson.
It is incredible that humans once lived in harmony with their planet, and yet they chose to move away from bioarchitecture to such an extent that they ruined Earth. Humans were most advanced when they lived in caves.
His classmates always laughed at this. Ajay did not mention that he knew the Farshoreans had relocated to Farshore after obliterating their original planet. He sensed that the Farshoreans preferred to ignore their history of destruction. None of Ajay's VR training had prepared him for the beauty of Farshore. It was a delight to him that the ground beneath his feet was turquoise blue and spongy. He loved the soft warm light cast by the sun and day moons, and marveled that each 27-hour day had exactly 18 hours of daylight. Night came suddenly and was spectacular in its own way, although he was often too tired after training and school to enjoy it. When he could, Ajay loved to look out at the deep blue sky, the stars glowing green, and the pale light of the waterways. On Earth, there had been very few creatures, so it took Ajay a while to get used to the Farshore chooks. These creatures, somewhere between a lizard and a chicken, roamed freely around the campus.
"What's that?"
He asked the classmate, the first time he saw one.
"That's a chook."
The chooks bobbed towards him.
"Are they tame?"
said Ajay.
"Yes, they are the waste managers. They eat dead things such as fallen leaves or river eels that pop up on land at the end of their lifespans."
"How efficient,"
thought Ajay. A few days later, Ajay wandered by a nest and an angry chook gave him a nasty little bite.
"Ow!"
he cried. Immediately, a classmate ran up insisting that Ajay put a balm made from the seeds of the wine fruit seeds on the red mark left by the bite.
"It's fine, don't worry,"
said Ajay.
"No, chook bites cause skin rot,"
explained his classmate.
"You have to apply the balm quickly before you start to smell like their next meal. They only bite if you get too close to their nests."
Ajay was grateful for the rapid medical help, but surprised no one had warned him about the chooks. Despite the chooks, it was marvelous to be able to go outside. The river beside campus was so clear that it was possible to see straight through it and spot every life form within it. The air, too, was incredibly pure. In just a few months, Ajay had already noticed its impact. His physical and mental performance had improved, and surprisingly, he had grown 5 centimeters taller. The thick vines that grew across the land were cleverly trained, propped, and tied to create the Farshorean version of buildings. Inside, the soft green glow of the plants was the only lighting. Each Farshorean slept in a cocoon made of leaves. But for Ajay and the other non-Farshoreans, small rooms had been formed, each with a fat, springy leaves as a bed. Although Ajay had learnt all about the Farshoreans' diet of vine fruit, he was surprised to see that the plant was cultivated to produce fruit only in the kitchen room of each building. Before long, he started to enjoy eating the fruit for every meal. Lessons were hard, but Ajay was a keen student. Most of his classmates were Farshorean youths. There were a few other beings in the class, but Ajay was, of course, the only Earth human. Ajay did not have any friends yet, but he got along with everyone, even though the instructors were not especially kind to any of the non-Farshoreans. After passing the probation period, Ajay's training got harder. Hours of studying in the VR room had prepared him well, and the fresh air, vine fruits, and regular training were making him stronger every day. He was soon fluent in Farshorean, gaining entry to the Advanced Languages program. At first, Ajay had struggled with his artificial wings in the flight lessons, but as he got stronger, he gained confidence and was able to keep up with the best Farshoreans.